Good evening. Growing up in Philadelphia, where we had plenty of row homes, small-ish, we weren't allowed to have any pets. My mom said no way. We did have those little green turtles, which were kept in those little bowls with the island and the fake green palm tree in the middle. Still not the same. Our biggest thrill was maybe having turtle races with my brothers on the kitchen floor, making sure I didn't crawl underneath the refrigerator. But when we moved out with my wife and family out here to Lancaster County, we had a farmhouse in the southern end with some land and a barn. Now, for those not familiar with the southern end, some say it's anything below Willow Street. Some say it's after you get through the tunnels. My own preference would be at the site of the first Confederate flag. That's the start of southern end. Just saying. So anyway, with thanks to the bargain counter in the newspaper, the advertiser, even any index card tacked on a bulletin board in any Amish hardware store, you can get a free animal. So since I wasn't allowed to have any pets, and also as a learning experience for my 3 kids, I decided that, along with my wife, since she did have a pet too growing up, so we knew that that window of opportunity was open, that we could have like our own home for free and unwanted pets. So anything from guinea pigs to rabbits to chinchillas to even mallards you could find, and I did. So we had those, but the good thing is, unfortunately, smaller animals, smaller life expectancy. But when we first moved in, we found out that somebody wanted to part with a pygmy goat. So we took them on. We have a barn, we have room for it. Like children, because I'm a teacher, parents should properly name their kids. This pygmy goat was properly named. It was Jasper. Because if you knew Jasper, he was a friendly goat. So the older crowd would get that. So I didn't name it, but it came with the name. I appreciated that, and it was good. He'd come up and let you pet his long gray beard, because he knew he was getting another pot of old spaghetti sometime down the road. Well, we also have a dog, and he came with the name Snowball. There's no way in hell I'm taking a dog named Snowball out for a walk. That's why his name now is Oliver. So we also had, prior to Oliver though, my wife came home one day with 2 dachshunds, Porky and Petunia. That's why their names became Max and Molly. And so here we have like a yin and yang. We gain animals, we lose animals. And unfortunately, during one cold winter, my son came in and said that Jasper died. So, not being a farmer, I was the old Green Acres too, coming from Philadelphia. Like, it's too cold to dig a hole in the ground to bury Jasper. So the only thing that came into my mind was Viking funeral pyre. Do you know how hot the fire has to be to cremate a body? I didn't either. I do now. 1,400 degrees. You're not getting that with plain firewood. No matter how many times I tried at another fire, essence of Jasper was still in the ashes. And trying to take Max and Molly, which are dogs, hound dogs, scent dogs, trying to keep them out of the ashes so they don't come back in the house with goat breath on. So, and then I thought too, they weren't fixed. So the frugal side of me said, instead of paying to get them neutered, we can make money selling puppies. Until you get like 8 dachshunds running around the house, or you're taking them for a walk, and I look like one of those New York City street walkers with all the, dog walkers, sorry. Different guilty pleasure. So the dogs are all tied up in the leashes and tied up around my legs. And then of course, one thing I knew is that sooner or later, Molly goes into heat. And the other thing I learned talking to a dog breeder was you gotta keep the dogs together because nature won't let the male leave right away and do his walk of shame. Here, the female won't let the dog go. So we gotta hold the 2 dogs together for a while until they calm down or nature takes its course, or else Molly will take off with part of Max still inside her. And of course, what happens is they don't pick and choose when they feel like doing it. So we're heading out the door, take the kids to school, go to work, and then I hear from my high school daughter, Dad, they're doing it again. From my elementary school daughter, Daddy, Max and Molly are playing piggyback again. Then my son, the Mr. Spock logical thinking, Dad, I don't get it. If Max keeps getting stuck every time they do it, why does he keep going back and down? So, the best one was, or the worst one, was that we got chickens. And they're easy. We got the free chicken eggs out of there, and you were going to have eggs every breakfast. The kids didn't like them too much, but they were fun, especially when you find a warm egg. So here we have chickens, but one was laying a good-sized egg. The others were like marble size. So I go to the man at the feed store and say, how can I tell which chicken's laying the egg and which one isn't? There's 4 of them. They all look alike. He said, take the chicken, hold its wings, turn it over. Because I figured it's a learning experience for my kids and me as well. Then take your fingers and put it on the hen's breastbone and follow it down till you find the void. If you can only get 2 fingers in the void, those are the small eggs. But if you can get 3 fingers in the void, that's the one that's giving you the egg. So I took my daughter out just to keep me honest. I don't know what I was getting into. So soon after that, all 4 chickens started laying the eggs. I wasn't sure if they all matured at the same time or if I just helped them get their start. Either way, I did have a hand in it. Thank you.